So I just got back from a toy show. I was actually a seller there. I've met a lot of people, lot of really great sellers that were there also. They were really fun to hang out with and chat. And while I was there, I picked up a bunch of stuff, and I'm not going to show everything I picked up, but I do want to show some of the G.I. Joe stuff that I picked up. Really, this video is going to be a restoration of one of these figures, but I figured while I was doing it, I'll show you what I got. Now, I did get some other things, and I'll show that in a separate video because it's 3 figures from that toy line, but there's a really rare one that I want to show you from Argentina. First of all, I got this Classifieds Crimson Viper. He's really cool. And I put him in this pose because I was hoping that maybe I could make a grenade for him. I think he would look really good throwing a grenade in that pose. So I thought that would be really cool to have him do that. Most of this stuff I acquired was through a trade from another seller there, another vendor that was there. He had some things that I wanted. Remember that Ghostbusters Ecto 1 that I restored and put together? Well, he took that along with the 4 original figures that were complete and unbroken. So I traded him for a bunch of really cool stuff, and he had something that was really rare from, well, it's rare in North America anyway, and so I picked that up. But I'm going to show you what else I got. So this Viper is pretty cool. He's exactly the same as all the other Vipers. They haven't really updated him at all because his mold needs to be updated, I think. But there he is. He's got that sad looking gun, but I think he's really cool anyway. And the next thing I did, I got some other Vipers actually too. I got this guy. Now I've got a bunch of these Vipers already. They're from the early 2000s, I believe. I got a whack of them at one time from a toy haul or a toy lot that I bought, I think on eBay or something like that, in probably 2005, 2006. And so they're really cool. Kind of goes with the vibe, getting the classified Viper, so that's really neat. And then I also saw this, and I've been wanting this one for a while. I almost bought it at one time from somebody online, but it was missing the missile and the figure. It's the, is it called the Mole? And it's a really cool vehicle, I guess you would call it, when it moves forward. The drill, it drills through the ground, and the drill moves like that. And then on the top, press this button and the missile goes. And then inside is a driver. He's in that style that I kind of don't like, and but he's got a really cool design to him. I'm pretty sure this is the Crocmaster, like a newer version of the Crocmaster, just repainted. And I like the way he's got the hose here. It actually comes out if you want to take it out, but it also does not limit his movement of his head. So you can articulate him really well, and his head stays wherever you put it, even though that hose is connected. I think the back comes out too. I'm not really sure, but I'm not going to take it out today. So I've got that. So that's the G.I. Joe stuff. But I also got one more thing, and we're going to do a restoration video on this guy. I got this guy here. He was part of the trade, and the seller knew what he wanted for me, and I had a price, and then I just had to try to trade whatever he had that I wanted, and he didn't really have anything else that I wanted really, but there was this guy, and I pretty much got him for about I think got him for $5. And the thing that I liked about him is not only is his Cobra emblem in really great condition, And his shirt is not really yellowed, even though some of these parts are yellowed. The shirt on the front isn't yellowed, which means I can probably take this apart and use my whitening cream that I got, my Clairol Pure White stuff that I bought. I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to try it as a whitening cream. And I'm going to try it to whiten these parts. I'm not going to expect that it's going to get perfect. I want to keep everything around the same gray as the chest so that when it gets whitened, or when it gets grayed, when it gets cleaned up, it will be the same color as the chest and maybe this outer part of the leg. And then I'll have to obviously do some painting of the black. But he's got black on his helmet, and we got to remove that. And you can tell it's painted because, well, some of the paint is already removed from probably play. And so the first thing I like to do when I get ready to remove paint is I like to test to make sure it doesn't have to be removed by anything like a harsh chemical like brake fluid or something like that. You never know. You don't know what this paint is made from. It could be acrylic, it could be a water-based paint. Who knows? So I got some alcohol. You could probably use any kind of alcohol. This is just what I have on hand. And you can take that alcohol and you can just test it and see if it's going to take any of that paint off. And if it does, then you can remove the rest of the paint. And it's, that's working really well. So give me a few more minutes. I'm going to get the rest of this paint off, and then we'll see what he looks like. So here he is. I managed to get all the black even on the bottom of his helmet, and it didn't really do anything to the paint that Hasbro put on. So that's really nice. I mean, I've got some, there's still some black on there, but I think we can get that off because I'm going to have to whiten this a little bit. So, or de-yellow it because it's not really white, it's more of a gray. So I'm going to de-yellow this. I'm not going to de-yellow the front of this because I don't want the solution to take the paint off of the crest because you can't really paint that back on. So I'm just going to take him apart and take the really yellow pieces like the inside of this leg, most of this leg, his back. I think his helmet is just fine. Maybe this arm here. This arm seems to be okay. And I'm just going to whiten that or de-yellow it. And then when we come back, I'll show you what it looks like. I'm actually going to be using this Clairol Pure White. I bought this in the summertime. I actually showed this in a video a while ago. I'm going to use this. I'm just going to put them in a container with the parts I want to whiten. So after putting him in the Clairol whitening solution, it didn't do really much of anything, and it was in there for quite a few hours. I also put him in the sun, not just my UV light. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board, and I'm going to use hydrogen peroxide. That's worked for me in the past, and we'll try that out. So here is the stinger driver. He's looking much whiter. So I went back to using hydrogen peroxide, which is what I usually use for whitening things. And it did a much better job. I was able to use my UV light in my garage, and it worked out pretty well. The only thing is this arm and the inside of this leg is still a little yellow, but the back looks really, really good. And I think this is going to be a perfect figure if I get another stinger. I do have a stinger and a stinger driver in excellent condition, but we're going to try to get this guy looking like that too. So next thing we have to do really is just do the black. The red looks pretty good. There's a little spot here that I might touch up, but I think I'm just going to do the black. And I'm going to be using my semi-gloss black here by Tamiya. This is an enamel paint, and I think it's going to look perfect. So here we go. So here is the final result of our figure here. He's fantastic. He's nice and tight now. He was a little bit loose. His O-ring was starting to break. His arms are now nice and tight. His head's tight. We've got the new paint. And of course, we've de-yellowed this guy as much as I think it's necessary. I mean, I could continue to do it and get it really nice, just like on his forearms. They're a really nice light gray. But I think this is exactly what I was trying to do, is save a figure from being garbage and making it look good again, displayable, with another stinger. If you've got an extra stinger in your collection, it's nice to have a couple of these figures. By the way, these are army builders anyway, so it's nice to have more than one of these drivers in the collection. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you've learned that we can always take these figures, we'll find the diamonds in the rough, and we'll be able to fix them up and make them look displayable. So thanks for watching this episode of Toysbackzen. If you've made it this far, then you're lucky, because you get to find out what I had in the second half of this haul. I got some really excellent Rambo figures in really great condition, and I got a Argentinian Rambo figure that I'm going to show you in a future video. Thanks for watching this episode. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you like what you see here, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this repair. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.